So I went ahead and I created a couple more pages, the about and the frequently asked questions. So let's go on the front end. Matter of fact, let me click on this one to open it so you can see what it looks like. And part of the exercise that I want you to do is to create this page on your own, but I'm going to walk you through. So let's go over to view page. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to help you to create it on your own. So the first thing that you want to do is, as we've been doing before, you want to have a new column. And in the new column, you want to add an image. So you click on the add-on to get this image. And then you want to set the heading to 3. And you want to add a picture like this one there. And you see the center position. That's where this is going to be. And then you want to add an empty space. And for the empty space, you can set the space to 55. And then right below that, you want to have a text block. So go up to edit it, and you can type in whatever, title that you want. For that text block, you can put in whatever content you want. Just make sure that you set the title margin bottom to 30, and you want to set the content alignment to left. So that's done. And then you want to create another empty space, because you need to give spaces to the items. And then you want to set this one to 50. So create an image, create an empty space, add on a text block, and then another empty space. And you see I space those in between these two to make sure that it's nice and open. And then in order for you to get this layout that I have here, you first have to go and create a row. So you create a row within this row. So you go to new row, and as you see here at the bottom, and what you're going to do now is you want to set this to a custom size. So you click on this here, the last one on this list, and you're going to set this one to 9 and 3, and then click on OK. So that's going to give you this two columns for you to work with. And on the first column, what you want to do is you want to go where it says you want to add a text block. And your text block, this is what your text block should have. Whatever title that you want to put there, you can add it. If you want to use what I'm using here, that's fine. But there are a few things that you need to make sure that it has. And you want to set the heading to 3. You want to set the title margin bottom to 30. You want to create, add the content, and you want to set this to left, and you want to set the CSS class for this to empire-fun-fact. So you're going to have to add the CSS class as we've done in previous lessons. So once you've added those, you are going to copy each one. So you're going to copy this one here. So if you want to copy it, you press this, it copies it. So I'm just going to demonstrate that for you. And then you're going to add empty space add-on. And the dimension for this one on the space is 70. That's going to give it a nice wide open space. So add another one. And then you duplicate the text block 1, 2, you need 3 of these, 3 text blocks. So with 3 text blocks, you need 2 spaces in between those text blocks. And the next thing that you want to do is on the right hand section here, this column, you want to create animated numbers. So you go on the add-on, you select animated number, and let's take a look and see how these work. So for the title admin label, you put the name there, and you want to put the counter digit. So this is, the number is going to start from 0 to this number, whatever number you put here. So if you put 7,000, it's going to start from 0 and quickly get up to 7,000 within, very short period of time. And then you want to leave this here, the animation duration to 1,000. And then of course put the counter title and set the counter alignment to right. Set the animated number font size to 112. And then the title font size to 18, and that's all you need to do. And what you want to do is you want to copy or duplicate each one by clicking on this. It's going to duplicate. So you need to duplicate it 3 times so to match with these here. And you also want to duplicate the spaces and drag it over and put it under each item to give it those space. So I don't need this here. Let me just delete it. Just trying to show you how to get it done, because I believe that the more you practice doing something, then the better you're going to be at it. So this is a great way for you to get practice. You know, don't get frustrated or anything. It's practice, and you get it's very simple. So for this one, I created 3 columns, and for each column I added the add-on called person. And what I did was to add a person for each one. Now once you add the add-on, it's going to automatically fill in the person's the name, the person designation, the content here, and the social profile is going to be automated. So you don't have to add those in there, but you can change those with your own. And then of course you have this picture here that you have to add to the photo section. So what I did was I added that, and then for the content alignment, you need that to be at center. So make sure that's at center, and then just duplicate it 3 times. So make sure that you replicate it, 2 other times. And when you replicate it, you want to click on save, so you can save it. Remember to always save your work. And then you want to add an empty space. Now with the empty space, you want to make sure that you set this one to 150 for the pixels. That's going to separate it, because if you don't set it at 150 or around that amount, then the 2 items are going to be very close together. Let me show you what it looks like. So if you scroll down here, it was just 3 before. When I created it was just 3, but if you wanted to add more on our team, then you add more. And if you notice here, there's a gap between each one. You can, if you increase this number here where it says space, if you increase this from 150 to something else, then it's going to add a little bit more gap in between these 2, in the middle right there. So that's what happens. So you duplicate that. And for the feature box, let's go on here. Remember on the home page, I showed you before how to copy things over. What I did was, instead of recreating these, since you already have them on the home page, I simply just copy and paste it. And this is how you do it. So let's go back on the home page. So page builder, and I'm going to go back to the home. So since I already created this other ones, there's no need for me to, to create it again. So I figured that instead of recreating it, I'm just going to copy and paste it. So the way that I did that was, right over here you see copy. You can copy each row and paste it on another page. So if you're creating multiple pages with the same information on there, instead of you having to copy everything, recreating everything one by one, you can just copy that one and just paste it on that page. So you click on copy, and then you right click and you copy, and then you come onto the new page that you want to add things on, and you have to first create a new row. If you don't create a new row, it's going to erase whatever's in that row. So for example, if I copy this one here, and if I come now and I paste it on this section, it's going to erase this content that's there, and you don't want that. So to solve that problem, you want to create a brand new row, and then you click on paste, right click, paste, and then you make sure I copied it first. So when you click on paste and you go paste, there you have it. It's going to copy that module. So instead of you having to recreate it, one by one, you can just copy that way. So I don't need this. I'm just going to delete it. Now I just want to say one thing. When you are doing this section here, which is the, let's go back on the front end, which is the various locations, view apartments, privacy, and security. When you're doing this, if you notice that things are not shown properly for this section here, let me open this. Matter of fact, before I do that, let's go back to the very top here. So I've showed you what I did to create this page, and I want to show you the settings that are on this this page, this row. So the settings that I have for it is heading H3, and the title and the subposition is center. For the backgrounds, you have no repeat, cover, fixed, and left top. So make sure that your backgrounds match these.